Hey, how you guys doing out here? James Humphrey with another episode of Real Talk with Real Men. I got my guys with me, Kyle and Griff, and today we are talking about finding your purpose in life, finding out what you're here for, what you're supposed to be doing, all that good stuff.
Do you think you found it?
Me, yes, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. I think I should say I decided on what I want to do, and then I'm not going to waver from that. Is where I'm at.
Okay.
You guys, what you guys looking?
Oh man, I'm thinking that you don't know shit till you older. Like guys, like as far as men specifically, we don't really establish ourselves until we're older. Like, you know, I always say this: like when you're in your teens, you think you invincible, or you think you know everything, and then when you're 20s, you think you invincible. When you're 30s, you learn that you figure out that I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't know shit.
Right.
You thought you knew everything when you was younger. So we usually don't establish ourselves and gain assets and resources and all that till we get older. You know, that's what they usually say. Even statistically, men don't usually get much till they older. So in your 20s, you broke. You know, you still trying to climb your way out of the hole, you know. So you ain't gonna really know what you want to do. You in college flipping, you know, majors and all that, job after job, and then if you find a career, you finally find what you're passionate about. In my opinion, I think you won't know until you're older. That's what I think.
Yeah, just a little life experience. Yeah, I can agree with that. Try a lot of things. Even if you think you know your purpose, try it in various ways and aspects. You might have a medical passion or a cooking passion or a musical passion, but it doesn't always have to be singing. You could be composing, you could be writing, you could be doing other things that's still in that field. A purpose, I would say, is a commitment to do, you know what I'm saying, whatever you decide you want to, I guess, dedicate yourself to a career maybe, or aspect, or just how you want your life to serve others is more in the light that I do, or I think of it as. So I always want to be able to take care of my family in a comfortable, stable way. Always be able to help out my family in a way that doesn't put myself in a bind. So to fulfill that purpose, I want to be successful in my careers and endeavors. So all of that I apply to whatever business I'm in. Whatever it is, I want to be the best. I have clean finishes, details, and just accuracy in completing the job. Applying it to your purpose.
For me, I kind of base it on three main things when it comes to, like, at least for me, finding my purpose. Is one, it has to be very passionate. Like, it has to be something that I can see myself doing for, quote unquote, the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Because people say, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And to be honest, that's actually for me, it's like complete bullshit. Because if you do something you love every single day, eventually you'll get bored of it. But if you have that unwavering discipline that you're going to do it anyway because you're good at it, you know what I mean? Then for me, that's the kind of passion, like I said, that's unwavering. Like you're never going to stop doing it, whatever, you know, comes up in the thing. You know what I mean? The second thing is it has to be positive, because, you know, with all the Ted Bundys and all the Jeffrey Dahmers and out there that's putting up some serious numbers.
Truly.
You know what I mean? It's like it has to be like, it doesn't have to be like saving the world, but it has to be positive. Like your goal should be like, I want to be like the greatest killer in the world. I want to be the biggest thief or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It has to be something positive, right?
Right. That you can hopefully stay free.
Yeah. You know, it's not something that's going to get you in jail.
Right.
You know? And the third thing is, has to be beneficial. And then what I mean by beneficial, like I said, it doesn't have to be the next Jeff Bezos or anything like that, but it has to be something that's like either benefiting your family or benefiting the world or something like that. It has to be something that's big enough that's, you know,
making you feel better.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like
personally enriching.
If you want to have like the biggest soup kitchen or something like that, or something like that. And so obviously I found the company. That's what's, you know, my purpose. But honestly, it really started with just being good at writing. Like I really like writing. And so I write screenplays and stories and stuff like that. And I was like, I might as well do something with it, you know. So that's how the whole finding the purpose thing came along. I think it's really bad that there's too many brothers out there that are like stuck in the warehouse job and either stuck at McDonald's or something like that, and they haven't quite figured out what they're here on this earth for. And even if it is being like the next chain, opening the next chain of McDonald's, if that's your purpose, then go right ahead. But there's,
your own pizzazz and way about it.
Yeah, there's too many people that's like, oh, I don't know what I would do. I want to start a business, but I don't want to do this, whatever. It's like, okay, well, you need to most definitely explore, like you said, and try different things until you find something that you're undyingly passionate about, and then stick with that. A lot of people think it's music for whatever reason, which is fine.
I think music just connects with a lot of people, so they want to find purpose in it.
Yeah.
So, and that might be a shot in the dark for some, but
that's a universal language.
Yeah, exactly. We all can connect to it in our own ways. It touch you, whether it's rhythm and beat or just lyrics, but it might not be your thing to make it. You can just be a fan of it.
Either you can sing or you can't sing. That's right. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts.
I guess if you're the child of like a prodigy singer, that doesn't mean that your job is supposed to be the next prodigy singer.
Right.
You could be developing the whole thing to cure cancer or something.
True.
But I like that idea, what you said, like, and this has been my mentality too. Everything should be in a cycle. Like, you come into this world, you should give back in some way. Don't be a fucking leech. Don't just live on your mama's couch when you're 50 years old and like just mooching. Like, give back in some form of capacity. Even if you have a job, you're providing a service to other people in society. You're still being productive. Even if it's flipping a fucking burger for somebody who's hungry to go to the drive-thru and get it.
Right.
Be productive. Like, give back. It should be a cycle. You receive and you take and you give. Some type of service. Like,
truly. And
then you die. It's a cycle. It's
yes.
What are some, I guess, good, let's say aspects, good, things for people to find the purpose? For me, it was reading. I guess is my question. Like, I read Think and Grow Rich. I read about money, finances, and things like that. So I guess what are some things that people can do to help find their purpose? I know some of we kind of touched on it a little bit from like exploring, which I think is good, because I think when you're in high school, this is for the young cats reading. Like, if you're in high school, that's like the one thing where you should be trying every single elective, trying every single sport, doing every single thing until you find something that you're really good at, and then expand on that.
True.
And again, I think it's a bad I guess representation when people say, oh, you need multiple streams of income to be a millionaire and shit like that. But again, that's not true. These people became millionaires because they got one thing and they got really, really, really good at it to where they made the first million, and then they expanded to make the other million. You know what I mean? And so you got too many people out there trying to do several different things, and ain't shit happening because you're trying several different things. Stick to one thing, get really good at it, and then build that up.
Truly.
And so,
what's a funny example? Like, I mean, back on the negative thing, but you got like the classic examples, like you have the drug dealer turned rapper to business mogul, like the Jay-Z started drug dealer, the 50 Cents. Now they're billionaires. Like, they started drug dealing, then they like, I'm gonna rap. They they got probably some money, somebody put money on them to put them on, and then they built the empire. Now they putting out movies and TV shows, and just like you like you said, you start with one thing, and then you get good at every step of the ladder until you expand. And now, okay, I got enough money where I can invest in 20 different things. Like, you got to start here and then grow like a tree.
Truly.
If that's your goal.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, I'm already doing drugs, might as well get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your little dime bags ain't going to get Just an example.
But hopefully that does help that guy. It's like, you know what, I'm going to give it up, and I'm going to start a band or start something. That's always good.
Transfer that money into legitimate earnings.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. If you can. Wash that as best possible.
I guess a lot of people think that they got to go and get a degree and start, their purpose or something like that. And I actually kind of found that it's completely okay to go back to school and not get a degree. Like, you could take
just specific things.
Yeah, just take classes like in public speaking if you don't like talking to people and shit like that. I think people don't advertise that enough.
Yes.
Where you have to get a degree, you have to do this, and then you have to get a bachelor's degree and keep going up, and then you got this big fancy degree, and then you ain't doing nothing with it. Like, it's perfectly fine to take one or two classes, not get a degree, but if it expands your skills and your career and shit like
Sharpens your
that.
skills, strengthens yourself.
You know, it helps a lot.
Absolutely, I would echo that. I just favor the experience. You learn so much in the experience of doing. So it's like going to school, and the degree doesn't have to be the end goal or whatnot, or the main accomplishment. Of course, that's what you're going for, in the school and tuition's eyes. But the experience, or even just the relationships, the connections that you build there, could lead you to more success than anything else. A lot of the success and windfalls that I've had is just by connection. People letting me know that a good deal is going down, and I actually was able to get in on it. So
That's true.
connection is very important. Just not being afraid of the unknown. Try and investigate anything that you might feel is a weakness, not too sharp on, not too knowledgeable about. Go to a class. Take that enrichment. It might take a few hours out of your day, out of your week, or your month, but what you learn can be turned into something so intangible that it's worth that time commitment, it's worth that money commitment to make that little small time sacrifice to turn that into something that could benefit you in a purposeful way.
Yeah.
I would say taking the time to be very introspective, take the time to be alone with yourself and ask yourself what makes you happy and what would you feel most fulfilled in doing, and then try and structure some way to make money off of that. That's kind of the route that I took to find my purpose. Because I felt I was good at a lot of things, and then I had to realize that I can be good at anything as long as I apply myself to it. So what am I going to apply myself to? And that's why I arrived on my decision. So
Yeah. Definitely got to be something you're interested in.
yeah,
Like you said, because then you have to worry about, even if it's something you're passionate about, there's an issue of burnout.
Yes.
You're doing something for several years, even if it's something you're good at or passionate about, everybody needs a break every once in a while.
exactly.
I do not feel like writing scripts every single day.
Right.
You know,
Too much of anything is
Oh, yeah.
bad. So
And that's kind of where you diversify your revenue. You kind of indulge in other businesses. You can take that break. You have other things to work on in between. This is my main project. This is kind of like my spearhead of what I'm launching, my main campaign. But I also work on this, or just volunteer work. A little bit of charity work is a release, a refresher, an enrichment for the soul. So keep a lot of things mixed in to where you're not getting that burnout as well.
it's important.
You guys got anything else?
Purpose?
I mean, it's pretty solid. Just
Yeah, I feel so.
don't do dumb shit, and then
Try not to do
try
dumb
to
shit.
do dumb shit. But then if you do dumb shit, be smart enough to learn from it, and then don't do it again.
Yeah.
Go ahead and cut the episode there. I got Kyle, I got Griff, you got me. See you guys on another episode of Real Talk with Real Men. But before that, we gotta answer some questions. See what we got going on in here in the question sphere. Woo. Okay, so the first question is there anything worth sacrificing your peace of mind?
No,
I'd say no.
absolutely
I
nothing.
think that's your center of operation, is your peace of mind, where you make your sturdiest decisions. So if you don't have that intact, you're kind of out there and reckless.
Yeah. There's going to be some things that you might think you should sacrifice. Maybe it's family, maybe it's children, maybe it's spouses, whatever. But if you're the nucleus of that group and you collapse,
Right.
you're not good for anybody.
Right.
You have to take care of yourself first and foremost.
Mhm.
Not saying be selfish, but in a way you kind of have to be, because you have to be able to be at 100% to be 100% for everybody else.
Right, make
If
sure
you
you're
operate
thinking
at
clearly.
25% efficiency, it's like driving a raggedy car. It's
Right.
carrying the whole family, but
Yeah.
the car is about to fucking fall
Any
apart.
moment. Any moment.
Yeah. So
I-
no, absolutely not.
I want to echo that, but I would say the only time I would sacrifice my peace of mind is for the topic that we were discussing, which is my purpose. Because then, like I said, there are days where I don't always feel like writing the scripts. There are days I don't feel like recording, but yet I still have to get out there and do that. So I wouldn't so much to say sacrificing your peace of mind, but you know that you have to have that discipline to do something that you either don't feel like doing or don't want to do. but you know on the other side of it there's going to be some sort of benefit, either financially or emotionally or whatever. But I most definitely will say you shouldn't be sacrificing your peace of mind to either please people or it all depends on the situation. And for me, like I said, it's a very, very slim situation. Like I would say the only time I would sacrifice my peace of mind is again for the purpose, for the business, but I'm not gonna drive myself crazy trying to get it off the ground and do all this other shit. Like I solely believe in keeping your peace of mind at a certain peak and not letting all the other
Stress
bullshit
level,
come at
level.
you. Because then I feel like I said, there's this saying that I keep in my mind that your success is still on the other side of whatever's the hardest.
Uh-huh.
And so right when you're about to quit, that could be the peak of where your success is about to skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you could endure just that extra step, that extra mile or whatever, that could be just the one thing that you need to get on the other end of that. I think Chuck Norris said that. But I don't want to misquote Chuck Norris, I don't want to do coming out.
With a random flying.
You know what I mean? Next question. Let's see what the next question is. See if we can fit 3 of them in here. What is the strangest thing you ever bought? Strangest thing you ever bought.
Man.
This was tough for me because I bought a lot of dumb shit.
Huh.
And I bought a lot of dumb shit when I knew I shouldn't be buying dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've ever bought anything like strange,
Yeah.
like questionable. Like you get home from the supermarket or whatever. What's in the bag? Nothing. Mind your business. Mind your business. Nothing's in the bag. Like chill.
Man,
Strange.
I bought pussy in a can before, but that was, from the adult store. It was just
Pocket
an
pussy,
energy
whatever
drink.
they
When you say it out loud, it sounds worse than it is, but it's just an energy drink called pussy. So
Oh, okay.
that would be strange. It's always strange when people
I'm
see
thinking
it.
about a sex toy. But like,
No. Not just energy drink.
No, you came on like, shh, let's get this shit started.
Pussy in the can. It's not like a sexual enhancement. It wouldn't. I'd say that.
That's tough. Oh no.
Nothing really coming to mind except Legos, man. But Legos isn't really strange.
Was
though.
it for yourself? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not strange.
Yeah,
I was
no,
about to
I
buy
wouldn't call that
something for my
strange,
son.
I did like
I
I
still buy
bought.
toys.
Yeah.
Man. The fuck you
I bought
talking
the something strange. I bought. I have
Fishing.
been on. I have been on this Amazon gadget kick, man.
Yeah.
But those aren't strange. I wouldn't call those strange. Those are like gadgets that
Practical applications.
Yeah, stuff I would only use for like once a year.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like I bought a lint, not a lint roller, but a lint cleaner, or whatever.
Yeah.
And what it does is it literally like cleans like the lint off your clothes and off your
I bought
the couch
one of
and
those
everything.
once,
Yeah.
but it didn't work.
Yeah.
It was bullshit.
It's
It was bullshit.
It's actually pretty cool. I think anything you buy off Wish could be strange, because it's
Right.
not like the full product or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A very cheap fabrication.
Yeah.
I was gonna say fishing. You got fucking catfish bait. That's fucking gross and nasty and strange and weird.
Hmm.
I don't really got that.
There we go. Next one.
Let's get it. Let's see what the next one we got going on here. Woo. Yeah, this is gonna tie us over for for about 30 minutes. Okay. At what age in a woman does a man consider her too old to date?
Too old to date?
Yeah. What age?
How old is the man though? That's kind of a
Right.
He could be.
Well, even
40.
then, if a man is like 50 years old, does he really want to deal with another 50-year-old woman? You know what I mean?
But he might be a bit more lenient than a 20-year-old man. Like a 20-year-old man ain't gonna go that far, but a 50-year-old man might.
Understanding.
This is true.
Like her kid's already grown and out the
I
house.
feel like
She got.
that's hard to speak on. That's a lot of speculation.
Well, again, it's like hard. It said considered to date, not just bang. So I think that should that should stim it down a little bit. So we're talking about dating someone.
Bro, shit, if opportunity comes around, it's whatever.
How old is Oprah? Shit.
Right.
It's a very.
If opportunity
strange
comes
question.
around and there's a lady that is 55, bro, she could be freaking gorgeous.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you
hair
can find
herself.
yourself at 40.
Yeah.
I'm a dater if we have the availability to. Yeah, absolutely. If a woman is 60 and you find yourself at 70 and you're single, you might be divorced or widowed, whatever it is, the case be, and there's a lady that is single and available and she's 60 years old and you wouldn't date her, like what would be your reason not to? You know, so it's like, I don't think there is a limit or a barrier on that.
Are we talking about how young too, or just how old?
Yeah, well, that's the idea.
Okay,
how
the
old?
whole
Yeah,
spectrum.
like how old? Like I'm not gonna date anybody over 25 or whatever. Random.
I'd say at least 25 for if you're strong and solid for dating age, if you're our age or above. For me, intellect level is just terrible. So anything around 21, just be like.
So check me out on this. So it's kind of a double-edged sword where you're dating really young girls because you can mold them because they're so impressionable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're I'm going to generalize it, but a lot of them are kind of ditzy, you know.
Yeah.
They haven't experienced life.
Don't know
yet.
a lot.
And that Disney
They've been
part of
carried
it,
their whole
I
life.
just be like,
Especially if you're pretty, you've been carried your whole life.
right.
So you're like, I'm pretty, I don't know shit, I haven't experienced shit, everything's been done for me and given to me.
Right.
But they're moldable and impressionable. I want you to do this. I won't say program you, but
Yeah.
this is how the type of woman I want you to be. You get a woman that young up into, you know, as opposed to an older woman, she's like a steel pole. She's not gonna bend. She's set in her ways. She's like, I done raised kids, especially if she's older. I done raised kids. I done had 2 baby dads. I've been divorced, whatever the fuck. She's a steel pole. Whereas opposed to the younger they are, the more flexible they are. So it's a double-edged sword, depending on what side of the spectrum you looking at.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, usually when you get your girls that aren't 35 and over, they're set in their ways.
Yeah.
There's no, it's my way, the highway kind of
Yeah.
thing. I've been single for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to.
I'm independent.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to date those. You know what I mean? But I say that, and then when they get older, they're thinking, okay, I need to lower my standards extremely much more to either get a man or attract something in that same spectrum. You know what I mean? So it's like a double-edged sword. You know what I mean?
I think it's your chemistry, man. You gotta be
Well, you guys know
confident to handle whatever comes along. Like when I was in dating form, I knew it would be anything at the right given time, you could be capable of capturing what you would think of as 10. And then some days you could catch a 3. You know what I'm saying? You are capable of conquering either one. If you approach that 10 with the confidence of an 11, you might convince this bitch that you're her Prince Charming. You know what I'm saying? Even if you think of yourself as a person that's only a 5 or 6. You see it all the time. So it'd be like relationships that you'd be like, well, how the fuck did that work? Or 2 people look totally opposite.
Yeah.
People gravitate to certain things based on whatever they're used to, experience. Sometimes they might have bad experience with the more esteemed, popular, generic brand of guy. This is a handsome man. He's an athletic build, this, that, the other. But this is the same type of guy that cheated on me all of my relationships. So then they go for a chubby guy, or more homely guy, or more low key guy that doesn't like the club type shit. And they're totally content. So like it's like it just depends on when you meet a motherfucker and what their focus is at the time. So then, as my approach as when I was dating, it's just like, bro, approach everybody with the same confidence of, hey, I'm worthy of being chosen. Regardless of if you do choose me, I am worthy of being chosen. I'm going to approach you with that confidence of, I'm worthy of talking to you, regardless of what I think of you in my head. And that was pretty darn successful. I didn't have bad experience with dating, I will say. Not to the point of I had anything that I wanted, but I wasn't depressed about there was something that I was missing type shit.
Well, okay. So let me speak from experience because I've messed with young women and older women. So, but the young women, they look at women are already fleeting, which means that Monday and Tuesday are 2 different things. They love you Monday, they hate you Tuesday. They forget about you Wednesday. They miss you on Thursday. Whatever the fuck. So young women are really bad with that. The younger they are, their mind is it's like a child.
Yes.
They're like children.
It's hard to talk.
They're like children. So it's like you give your kid like, oh dad, I really want this toy so bad, so bad. You finally get it to him, then the next day it's fucking under the bed somewhere because they fucking got bored with it.
Right.
Like younger women are like that because I've messed with some younger women and then they get bored and then it's like they want you to constantly entertain them.
Right.
Like I'm not a fucking clown.
Right.
I don't work for Barnum Bailey.
Right.
So that's the issue you have to deal with. Then they'll just like, I'm good, or whatever. Like, so you have to deal with that. So and then not till they get older, they realize, man, that was a good dude. I kind of fucked that up. I should have, put more effort into that. Where younger women don't really think like that because they get such an influx of men coming at them, and they constantly want to be entertained that they don't really care. And I'm generalizing, obviously, but this is my experience. Then the older women, they're a little bit more clingier because they're like, man, I missed out on that perfect guy a couple times. So I don't want you to be like, man, chill out, little. Like,
Let me fill out the space.
yeah. So that's just my experience dealing with the differences in the age group.
Truly.
I don't know,
I can say I kind of the older lady. I just wanted specific. Motherfuckers be trying to settle it down. So
yeah, man. They like, where are we? I don't know. Shit.
Man, you're like, wow, okay. Been 3 days, but all right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any solid numbers
Solid numbers of what?
of an age limit? Like, so I'm thinking for me, like there are plenty. So I'm thinking, I know for whatever reason I got like good ass memory in mind. There's so many celebrities that I know that date really really young or date really really old.
Yeah.
And one that's sticking out is Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle's like 80.
Yeah.
And she's dating like a 24-year-old.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, that dude's like, he's dating like a.
I couldn't do that at 84. I just can't stand a young person's conversation. Like, unless you are just really cool down to earth and tap with yourself and, actually aware of there are people around you.
Yeah.
We gotta have some kind of subject or common ground to speak on.
We got to think of, also think of the age gap between them.
Era.
That's like 40 years, 60-year age
Era.
gap.
She talking about Motown. He talking about
Right.
fucking drill music.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all my favorite artists, Dr. Dre. Oh, I remember when Dr. Dre was just in his diaper, man. I used to
Yeah.
carry him around.
I gave him the autograph.
As far as the low end, we'll start there. I would say just to be comfortable with just conversation, because that's very, very important. I want some intellect. I would say, and this is hard for me because I have a younger sister. So like every time I think of a younger girl, I always think, damn, this chick is like close to my sister's age. My little sister is 27. I would say I couldn't go no younger than 25.
Yeah.
I couldn't go younger than 25.
I'm thinking around the same. I'd say 24, 20, 23 is pushing it. 24, 25. I like that.
Right.
Not saying I wouldn't go under that, but like you said, the intellect's not really quite developed. And
That's right at college age, and getting out of college is a whole phase.
Yeah,
Getting out of
then
college is like trying to find your feet and
Yeah.
first experience with bills, or might be, depending on their path.
they have experience. They need more experience.
First job and career type
Yeah.
shit. So
What are we
it's
going to
like,
talk about? Like you said, that intellect is very important. What are we going to talk about? I need to be able to.
So
you need to be able to
25,
stimulate me
maybe
a
that
little
college
bit.
shit didn't work. You got some work experience, and
Yeah.
you got some real life shit going on right now.
Just
It's like,
to
all
go
right,
on
cool.
work, this is coming from the two people that are married. I've been so single that I don't really give a shit. As long as that bitch's legal, like, let's go. You know what I mean?
You
How old are
17?
you?
How old?
Okay, 18. I would not date an 18-year-old just because, like, did you just turn 18, or like I need to see a license or something? Like, you gotta be at least, I don't know, or at least 21. At least 21. At least they can go out and drink and go to places where I can take her out to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's sometimes where you go places like, oh, they card and people's like, ugh, bitch, you can't get in. You know what I mean? Like, so 21 would be the youngest. I mean, the oldest for me. What's the oldest for y'all? I'll base off y'all.
Oh, for
Maybe
me,
45. 45.
I was cool with cougars when I was a young man. Like at 19, I
Yeah,
broke
but-
out there. So
40's
old for me.
I'm going 45.
40's not old.
I'm
man.
going 45.
It's like 10 years older than you.
I know.
It's like you're fucking old.
I know. But I can't date like Patti LaBelle, man. I can't do that.
So you wouldn't do a 49?
Is she
Bruh.
bad, man? Or she like she
man.
took care of
What the
herself?
internet
Like, that's
has,
old as
what
fuck.
the internet
You know?
has shown me is there are some women that are in phenomenal shape at 64.
True, but if you give them a cookie, just one cookie, and it throws everything off.
I don't give a fuck. If there was a lady that was a model and she was a yoga instructor as well, and bro,
Yeah.
just
Man, that's an extreme, bro.
Extreme physique, but these anomalies are out there.
This is true.
We
This
talking
is
about
true.
general
Anomalies
women,
are out
not,
there,
not
bro.
that
You
one
travel,
pristine
you see
built
beautiful
woman.
things. Bro, you travel,
80-year-old
you see
pristine
beautiful things.
supermodel. Sidney Crawford and shit.
I think it can happen. I'm gonna believe in that shot, bro. If I put myself in that room, something might happen. I might have the right pen that she needs.
Yep. That right system
God,
maturity.
you need this pen, love, right here. This one works actually. If you need it. And I don't have shit to do after this. Would you like to go get lunch? I mean, the bitch, she's hungry. So bang. And then that's the entrance to the door.
Yep.
We date for 4 months. And you'd be like, Ken, how you do that? I was like, bro, I was up in the office.
In the right
I was
place at the right
office.
time.
She came in. So like, bro, that's life. Shit happens like that. I say 64.
64.
Bang.
I say mid-50s.
Mid-50s.
64.
That's the
But she got to be one of them nice ones. Like,
She gotta be the unicorns of the
bro,
old.
like,
She gotta
yeah,
be, how old
bro.
are you? I'm 50. Oh, what? For real? She gotta be like that. Like, no
Okay.
way. That kind of shit.
Right. One of those, I've been vegan since I was 29. You know what I'm saying? I've been vegan since I was 29, and I've really just been into just my yoga and exercise. And bang, you'd be like, damn, I appreciate that. I really appreciate you taking such good care of yourself. You
For both of us.
know what I'm saying? Yes.
Oh, that's easy.
It's funny.